Welcome back to the website, The Psychology of Obesity.
Today we are going to talk about the concept of hunger, the biological and psychological aspects of hunger, and the nutritional needs of the obese individual.
As we have learned in our previous videos, Pavlov's dog salivated at the sight of food. He became hungry. He later transferred that response to the sight of his attendants, and even to the ringing of a bell.
This conditioned response is echoed in human behavior. Every time we eat, we develop patterns of behavior. Whenever we repeat those actions, we reinforce those patterns in our brain. They become almost instinctual, but they are learned behaviors nonetheless.
And whatever is learned can be unlearned or changed.
In future videos we will discuss a step-by-step approach to changing those behaviors. But let us begin today with some of the physical aspects of hunger. Many people feel that hunger originates in the stomach, and many medical devices and weight-loss products target that particular area, giving you the feeling of being full. The trouble is that many morbidly obese individuals have learned to ignore the subtle signals of biological hunger and continue to eat compulsively even after they feel full. And modern scientists have discovered that even after the stomach is completely removed in some animals, they exhibit the same behaviors as being hungry. They have discovered that the hunger signal originates in the hypothalamus of the brain. Glucose levels are reduced in the blood, the brain produces a desire for food. However, it takes a very little amount of food to satiate our physical needs.
That is when the psychological aspects of eating take over and we continue to eat even after we feel full. Patterns of eating develop, and as we repeat those patterns, they become conditioned responses.
How much we eat is patterned throughout our lifetime. We learn to overeat, and that pattern becomes a behavior we repeat over and over again.
Diet foods and low-calorie snacks will not change that behavior. They can reduce the amount of calories consumed. But until we recondition our behavior, we will continue to overeat and gain weight over and over again.
Since eating is a nutritional necessity for maintaining health, we should spend a few minutes discussing nutrition. Prompted by President Franklin Roosevelt in 1931, a national nutrition conference was called to action, and for the first time, the USDA came up with the recommended dietary allowances for Americans.
Nutritional guidelines to help people deal with the shortage of food supplies during the war.
Modified over the years, this recommendation is presented to us as the typical food pyramid we all grew up with. The trouble with this pyramid is that it was designed for individuals of average weight and activity of the 1940s, and a morbidly obese individual, following these guidelines today, might still gain weight.
Lifestyle and physical exertion play key roles in how much food you need to consume, but there are some guidelines to nutrition we should follow.
Dietary fiber, protein, and low sodium, as well as other minerals and vitamins should be consumed each and every day.
Luckily, these nutritional facts are available to us on every food product with a label since 1995. But in short, it recommends that you consume 40 to 60 grams of protein a day, 25 grams of dietary fiber, and no more than 2,300 milligrams of sodium each day, as well as a full regimen of minerals and vitamins, and minimum amount of monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats to maintain lubrication of muscles, joints and the digestive tract.
Competent doctors and nutritionals can help you develop a program in relation to your specific physical needs, and a highly restrictive diet should always be developed in conjunction with a medical professional.
But before you go on any diet, you should learn to recognize your patterns of behavior in relationship to eating.
No discussion on the psychology of hunger would be complete without talking about advertising and its effect on the morbidly obese individual. We are literally bombarded with images of food on a daily basis. It is estimated that 25% of all television advertising is devoted to food, with that percentage almost doubling during children's programming. Stanley Schachter, in his groundbreaking study on obesity and eating, found that the appetite of the obese individual is relatively independent of bodily needs, but is in good part determined by external cues that are associated with food. Given the fact that morbidly obese individuals live a more sedentary lifestyle, and most of that time is devoted to television viewing, it is no wonder that advertising plays an important role in motivating an obese individual to eat. The good news is that the study also found that when those visual cues are reduced or eliminated, the obese individual is less likely to eat or feel hungry. In future videos you will learn techniques and methods to recognize your patterns of eating behavior, as well as give you concrete tools to help deal with compulsive eating and psychological hunger.
These techniques will help you recognize and control your constant desire for food.
And as you practice these techniques, they will slowly replace your old conditioned responses to food.
You will develop new eating behaviors, helping you overcome obesity and the constant cycle of losing and gaining weight. You can learn to control your hunger. Just as one learns to walk or ride a bicycle, you can learn new behaviors.
You can change.
Until next time, good luck, and thank you for visiting The Psychology of Obesity.